Please welcome our Reverends, Drs. Patrick and Rita.
And the title of our message today is Stay Tuned. And I'm saying let's tune in and tune up, shall we? And welcome all of you and welcome everyone online and welcome our family that has returned today as well. So we just take this moment to celebrate the moment called now, this moment that will never ever happen again in the exact same way that it is happening right here and now. And as I dive deeper and deeper into this incredible quantum field, this field of love, I know that we are here on purpose. We are here from the heart to remember exactly who we are, and that is good, that is God, that is life itself. So as we go forward from this moment to the next moment to the next moment, we are like the fluidity of water moving through and as everything. So let's enjoy this cosmic field, shall we? Do I hear yes? Yes. Then let's say together, and so it is. And now we have the Namaste Singers and Kyle the band.
Roll down this unfamiliar road, although this way street not so long. Just know you're not alone, so I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down.
Thank you, Namaste Singers. We love you. Thank you, Kyle and
Give
Louise.
it up again for the Namaste Singers.
And Kyle.
And Kyle and Louise. Well, he's both.
Thank you.
How y'all doing? It's a nice wintry day out, isn't it? I hear there's snow coming.
Somewhere.
Somewhere. So, well, these days anything's possible. So all I have to say is what a great, great moment to be right here, right now. Boy, people just, I turn around, I'm sneaking around. You just didn't. So we want to welcome everyone online too. We have a wonderful live stream that we've been doing for many, many years. And a lot of you that are off island know that that is always available, and there are people right now that are available online. We just want to say hello and aloha to them as well.
So let's take a moment to read our vision statement together and to really take it in. Awakening humanity to its magnificence by walking the bridge from duality to unity consciousness. Yes. We're going to be talking more about that today, because that is the most important thing in our teaching, is the idea of unity consciousness, unity with our source, which is us, which is each other, which would make us all together, right? In one mind and one spirit and one source. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes?
Yes. And so this month, I was still back on last month when we were honoring the what? The heart. Well, we're still honoring the heart. But this month, what are we doing?
We're
Evolution,
revolution. Do you feel like rebels?
The only difference
Are
is
you
they're
evolving?
rebel with a cause. Rebel with a cause. Yes. And so we have a mantra and affirmation for us. I embrace my spiritual evolution.
I embrace my spiritual evolution.
Once again,
I embrace my spiritual evolution. Yeah. So in the science of mind teaching, new thought teaching, you are at one at all times with your source, with your power, with our power. There is only one. There is one, one, one. I love when Ernest Holmes says that. One, one, one. There is no division. There is only one, and everything comes from that one. So whatever is happening in your life is coming from that one. So the whole thing about the science of mind teaching is that as we raise our consciousness, so our lives raise. And so, simple, right? Raise our consciousness into love, into compassion, into joy, into peace, into all those good attributes of spirit, of life that we can embrace, and then share them with our friends, with the world, with whoever is in our field, no matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what.
And you know, it's very, I was just thinking, we're going on 12 years. I say it quite a bit, but we're going on 12 years. But what's interesting about it is I remember when we were at the hotel, I used to always think we had this community that was always kind of changing, and they would be with us for a while, and then they would leave, and then they come back. And at first it was a little daunting, because it was like, oh my God, our family, they keep coming and going. Then we realized how beautiful it is to have this incredible global family. And so I know there are some new people here today, but there's also people that have been away for a little bit and they're back today, and it just feels like coming home, doesn't it? It's just like coming home, coming home, coming home. So, who is here for the very first time? Who's here in this room for the very first time? Our family that's been around, yes. But we're in this incredible space of love, this vortex of absolute peace and power. And or as Rita always says, she goes, I love bathing in principle. Isn't that nice? Do you guys, I love bathing in principle. It's so intimate, isn't it? Yeah, with the divine, So we know something about you, and I did actually meet you the other night, so I got more information about you to share, And anyone else here with you, Yeah, and we got the information on you, and we've got new information on the ones in the back with the ladies, so let them know what we know about them.
You are magnificent.
Oh, yes, you are.
You are magnificent.
And you're so magnificent that Quanta, the center cat, is making her rounds.
She likes to check everybody out.
She likes to check everyone's energy out. So So that is what you are and who you are, and we know that about you, right, Janet? We know about them because why? Because we know it about ourselves. Yes. So let's put our hands on our heart if we would care to. Let's just claim who we are together, shall we?
I am magnificent.
Oh, yes. And we are not alone. We are not alone. We have a quantum cat that is right here for us. So let's do it as a group, shall we? We are magnificent. Oh, yes, I have a psychic hit right now. There are people on the mainland tuned in today through live streaming. I see my friend Sherry Till and Tom and the Stewarts. And, oh, wow, they just keep coming. So let's let them know who they are. You are magnificent. Now let's look around the room and anybody, I see Paul right out of the gate. You are magnificent. Let them know who they are. You are magnificent. You are magnificent.
So are you.
Oh my
So was Quantum.
And Quantum. Is this our
Jonathan? Yeah. Go ahead. You introduce him.
Yes.
She's
Thank
magnificent.
You. Thank you. Thank you.
You're magnificent.
Okay,
Quanta.
enough of that. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm never sure of that. Yes, so we have a special treat. This little format during our time, our little gathering, changes a lot. If you want to know what relaxation and peace is, if you'll just notice at the front of the stage, this cat will let you know what it's like to relax. But we'd like to invite, this is called, now we've decided to call it In the Light until we give it another name. So In the Light right now, we're going to give you that special. Now, I don't know if you see him a lot because he's always behind you. And that is our wonderful, wonderful sound and so many other things. Our beautiful being, Jonathan Lee, to give us a little.
I'm giving you number 2. Is that all right?
There he is, Jonathan Lee. Yay!
Hey.
So, there's this thing right here. Good morning. All I can say is thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. When I say thank you, I really mean thank you. Thank you of this life, with this life, as this life. this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when I feel I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And another special thank you to that wonderful, beautiful being in the back, Jonathan Lee. Thank you. Mahalo for the reminder. Thank you.
So we're doing a similar format this Sunday, and we have 3 people up here to share their amazing energy. Dawson Church, Patrick, and myself. So I just want to say this. I could say a lot of stuff about you, Dawson, you know. I mean, he's got a big bio, but I'm not going to do that. But it's like we all carry some form of trauma, small or big. But right now, we're in the process of a conscious evolution. And what if you could rewire your brain for resilience, joy, and healing? Well, that's what Dawson Church does. He's a world-renowned, I'm going to say, person that spent his whole life dedicated to that science of rewiring our brain in the way that he does it, and his methods, which are very tried and true. He's healed trauma, and his biggest thing was PTSD with the veterans, right?
Right.
Yeah, and he's written several books all about it. And we have the gift of having him here, not just even to do a workshop on Saturday, next Saturday, which is a big deal, and we should all be here for that, but also to speak to us today as part of our trio here. So come on up, Dawson Church. Let's welcome him.
There he goes. And how this game is going to work. We gamed it the last time Rita was gone, I remember. So he'll do his power talk, start us out, then he'll introduce Rita, and then Rita will introduce me, and we'll see what happens.
Or maybe not.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
There is only
I'm just kidding.
love.
Dawson's looking at my notes.
Should I grab a mic or should I?
Oh,
yeah.
yes, you should. No, wait. God, what's the matter with us? Here you go. You have a big enough voice, though. I know that, but.
Yeah, well, live stream is a bit challenging, but wonderful to be here and wonderful to be here with you. Wonderful to be. It means the privilege of waking up every morning and taking that first breath. Sometimes people say, Dawson, why are you so happy every day? What happened? Do you need an excuse? Do you need a reason? I mean, just being just that privilege of taking a breath. If you look at the statistics from the World Health Organization, the number of people who can't take a breath every day, people with respiratory difficulties every day, it numbers in the millions of people who that act of simply breathing is something they can't do. And then not only do I wake in the morning, take a breath, I also get to take a step, and another step, and another step. I'm walking. I mean, doesn't that just fill you with absolute delight? There are over 500,000 people in the world whose legs have been maimed by landmines. Many of them children. Can't do that, who can't take that step that you take. So just that breath, just that step, those simple things can give us so much joy. And when we wake up to who we are, when we wake up to the magnificence we are, we say every Sunday here at CSL Kauai, you are magnificent. And we look at other people and say that. They look at us and they remind us of that. And yet, we often don't realize or acknowledge ourselves for the magnificence we are. You are life. You are consciousness. You are aliveness. You are presence. You are God walking on earth. And when you start to live from that perspective, when you start to tune in and become aware of who you are and live that in your external world, through your mind, through your body, through your heart, everything begins to change. So breathe, walk, tune in to who you truly are consciously every day. It changes everything. To realize you aren't this little ignorant human being bumping around with your own resources, that you are that magnificence. You are life itself flowing and expressing through you. Whenever we come to the islands, my wife and I love being with dolphins. So we went to the Big Island first this time for a month, and the very first time we go to the Unity Church there, and the very first Sunday we went to Unity early. We went down, drove all the way down to Kona early, and we put our paddleboard in, and we paddled out there, and suddenly there were dolphins. Dolphins all around us. There was nobody else there. And they're in tune automatically. They're just always in tune. They're always tuned in. They're part of this natural order. And we so often forget that we are too. And we live our lives in struggle. We live our lives in isolation. We live our lives thinking that we only have our own resources. We only have our own minds, our own histories, our own bodies, our own thoughts, our own emotions. And yet we are truly magnificent. As we tune into that and live that externally, all kinds of things happen. I want to emphasize two things briefly. One is that when you are in tune, when you do wake up and you give thanks, another thing I do a lot is I laugh a lot. I mean, just life is just funny. You know, children, babies, toddlers, they laugh about 300 times a day. 300 times a day. Christine and I have a lot of grandkids, a lot of kids, a lot of grandkids. We have a virtual tribe. I mean, we fill this whole room with our kids and grandkids. And these little kids, you know, the youngest one is now 6 months old, the oldest one is 12, and 12? Am I right, darling? Good, okay. Numbers keep changing. And their mothers get upset if you use the wrong number. So, that these little kids, they are tiny, they are running around and they're laughing all the time. I watched the 6-month-old is staring at the patterns of light and shade on the ceiling and is just chuckling with delight. When did we stop forgetting that? The average adult, you and me, the average adult laughs an average of 20 times a day. Through our Veteran Stress Solution program, we worked with over 20,000 veterans with PTSD. 20,000 veterans with PTSD. Right now, I'm training teachers in Ukraine, and we're training therapists in Ukraine to work with people who are traumatized by the war there. And something happens to people between that toddler stage and when they're 50 and 70, maybe 20. And that's so much of that joy gets shut down. That little boy who is laughing and playing and laughing 300 times a day, by the time he's 18 or 20, he's grown up into a serious adult, is only laughing 20 times a day. So us tuning in, being in tune with who we are, brings us to that place of grace. And then there are days when it just doesn't happen. I know for me there are some days when things just seem to be full of friction and not working out easily. And so you get up in the morning and you don't feel that well, you stumble out of bed and you bark your shin on the corner of the coffee table and things just go downhill from there. The first email you get at work makes you upset. The people around you are saying annoying things. You compose this long project you have to do under a tight deadline and your computer crashes and you forgot to save. You drive to your destination, and Lawyer, you were saying every light was green for you this morning. There are days when every light is red. So there are days like that as well. You know, there are days like that for all of us. And as a best-selling author, I've met a lot of best-selling authors because I share the stage with these people at conferences or at virtual events. And I can tell you, you look at your favorite author, the best-selling author. You may idolize Marianne Williamson, or you may be in awe of Don Miguel Ruiz. But I can tell you, every one of these people has their issues. Every single person has their issues to deal with. Nobody is exempt. And even if people have a generally fairly good life, even if you are meditating every day, tuning into the infinite, living from that place, there will be days, there'll be off days, there'll be challenges. You may have a health challenge. You may have a money challenge. You may have a relationship challenge. You may have a spirituality challenge. So there are going to be those challenges you'll face, and sometimes there are a whole bunch of those challenges, and you feel so blocked that things aren't working, and you're praying, you're meditating, you're affirming, you're believing, and things still aren't happening. What you can do during those times when you aren't in tune, you're just in this world of friction, you're just in this place where things aren't going well, is you can still choose self-love. Like, I make mistakes sometimes. I make big mistakes sometimes, and as my wife will tell you, I make a lot of small, funny ones every day, and I laugh at myself often when I do. But, you know, when you do make that mistake, when you have that fender bender, when you make that investment and it goes sour, when you do that, like my wife will tell you sometimes in our relationship, I'll do things that are just stupid and unconscious. Now, what she's very kindly allows me to do is rewind and redo. Can I rewind and redo that? I think back to something I said and I think, you aren't that kind of a person, Dawson. That's not your best. You weren't acting your best in that circumstance. Can I just rewind there and redo and just, you know, say it a bit better this time round? So there are those days when things aren't going well and you love yourself. You just love yourself anyway. You're doing your best. You're doing your best even on those days when the computer crashes and you lose all your work. Or you have that fender bender, or you say something really dumb to your partner or your child or your parent or your friend. So love yourself on those days when you aren't in tune. Make a practice of tuning in first thing every morning. Meditate, pray, fill yourself with that divine blessing that is our birthright. And there are times when it's difficult and it's hard and it's a struggle and we feel cut off, we can't get there. Love yourself even more those days. When your kid does something that is really imperfect, when your kid breaks something, like, I remember once my oldest son had some friends over, and one of his friends, they're about 8 or 9 years old, one of his friends dropped a bowl in the kitchen and it shattered on the floor, and this little boy was so scared. And my son said to him, 8 or 9 at the time, my son said to him, "Oh, don't worry, Daddy won't care at all about that." He just knew that it wasn't a big deal if we screw up and we're imperfect. We know our kids are going to screw up. We know we're going to screw up. Love yourself anyway. And when you learn to fill yourself with love, you do tune in deliberately. And then even on those days when it doesn't work, if you just fill yourself with love, I can assure you God loves you every day. You can't screw up badly enough for God not to love you. The very worst things you've done. We live in a universe, a benevolent universe, full of love. That's what the science of mind philosophy teaches us. That's the truth. We are in this world, and awakening to it is powerful, and especially when we're out of tune, we don't feel as though things are going our way. Loving ourselves, forgiving ourselves. You live in the state of forgiveness anyway. Claim that for yourself, whether you're in tune or whether you're not. What a joy to be here, and I'm so grateful to have this time with you.
You must have felt your love. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Okay. Thank you. That was wonderful. I'm telling you, we are so blessed in this center. These wonderful people come to visit. Last week we had Reverend Sue, and this week you. That was great. It was beautiful. Thank you. And thank you for what you said, because it's so important. And I'm thinking about how it's a time in our evolution where it's not enough for us to just know this stuff, have information. We really have to practice it. And sometimes it is as simple as loving yourself when you can't do anything else. So thank you for that tool, because that's probably the most valuable tool there is. So I've been reading a book called The Not Yet God. It blows your mind. It's by a lady named Ilia Delio. And I wanted to share it with you because it's really helped me this week, and just to kind of shift my consciousness in a new way, in a different way, in something expanding and something that I'm still investigating and still thinking about and still digesting. And I want you to digest it with me, because I think it's and it's very in sync with science of mind, because you'll see. Okay, she says that creation is not a solitary act, but a social act between God and the world. The incarnation is entangled divinity and humanity, co-creating and co-actualizing potential new life in every creature open to its fullness into life. God affects the world, and the world affects God. God and the world are interconnected and interdependent. So, in simple terms, what she really says in this book is that we always say, oh, we're evolving. But what she's saying is that there is no separation, and that God, this power, is evolving as we are evolving. So just breathe that in for a moment. Because I don't know about you, but I was brought up in science of mind thinking, oh, there's this perfection, and I aspire to it, and I'm working on that all the time to embody that. But in reality, the universe, this benevolent universe, it's just energy. And it can't, what she's saying in this book, and it's based on the work of Carl Jung and some other scientists and people that have studied this over time and written things, is that, and it really totally makes sense, that the universe is evolving with us. Yes? You get it? It's like so powerful because it takes out complete duality and puts the responsibility really on our shoulders to evolve. And if we look out at the world and we're looking only at the 3D world and we're just like casting our vision out there and saying, oh, look at that and look at him and look at this and, oh, look what's happening now and blah, 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 and we're taking no responsibility for evolving ourselves, but we're casting it out instead of being right here and saying, what am I going to do to evolve so that the universe can evolve? And we don't keep repeating the same things over and over and over again. And yet, she says that resistance is not more powerful than evolution. That evolution continues to go forward. It continues to spiral upward. Ernest Holmes says that too. It continues to move upward. No matter how much we resist it, when things happen, like things that we, consider to be, tragic or hard or challenging or whatever, it's like a call to deeper evolution within us in order to meet whatever that is, so that we can evolve as a species, as spiritual beings. So I just find this totally and completely in alignment with what I know as science of mind, where Ernest Holmes says, there's one life, that life is God's life, that God life is perfect, that life is my life now. And he always says, you have to add that life is my life now. So the energy is perfect. It's just neutral. It's loving. It's just flowing and flowing. And the more that we can connect with that and realize that it's coming from us, and the more we lift ourselves up into it, as it, then the more we're going to evolve. What do you think? Isn't it great? It's a great book. I just really like this book. Because I don't know about you, I like to work on expanding my consciousness. I don't, I grew up Catholic, which was fine, but it was like it's one thing, and every Sunday it was the same thing, and I always knew there was more. And when Jesus said, greater things than this shall ye do, that's what he was talking about. Ernest Holmes said, if we're still reading the Science of Mind 100 years from now and we haven't really gone any further, then, he didn't know everything when he was teaching. It's like we're constantly growing and we're constantly expanding, and there's constantly new information. But the only criteria for me is that it has to come from within. It can't come from somebody doing it for you, because nobody can do it for you. You might get a temporary fix. I always often wondered, did the people that Jesus healed stay healed? I don't know. He said, go sin no more, which meant, start thinking the right thoughts and maybe you'll stay healed. But nobody can really do it for you. That connection has to be there, that embracing that. So we have to keep ourselves tuned. That's our talk title today, Stay Tuned. So you have to have the tools in order to do that. Tools that Dawson just gave you just now about breathing and waking up and loving yourself and all of that. And is it going to be perfect all the time? No, but stuff happens. And what are you doing when that stuff happens? That's the question. What are you doing? We got a flat tire the other day. We could have gotten all panicked about it, but when that flat tire happened, just when we were pulling up to Costco to get our tires, air in our tires. How perfect was that? And it was because we affirmed at the beginning of the day that the day was flowing perfectly. But it doesn't mean you don't meet something that's a challenge, but we're evolving, guys. So we're either gonna ignore it and buy into what's happening in the outside world and blame everybody else for it and say it's not working, or we're gonna say it's working. It's working through us and as us. So I just watched a very short documentary about Thich Nhat Hanh, Has anybody seen it? It's on YouTube. It's free. It's like 27 minutes. I suggest you watch it. That man went through a lot. He went through a lot, rebellions and having himself, transported out of his homeland and violence and all this stuff. But he never stopped. He kept seeing the truth. He kept seeing and lifting people up. And I believe that's what we're here to do as these beautiful beings that we are, is to get our stuff together and let it be out in the world. Let us be beacons of light. So I am so grateful, and thank you, Dawson, and thank you, Jonathan, and I think it's a great day and continues to be a great day because I'm celebrating my birthday. So, so I'm going to now introduce my beautiful husband, Patrick Feren, who I love so much. Yay, I don't know where your talk is. You'll have to find it.
It just keeps on going, doesn't it? We're like the Energizer Bunny. We just keep on going. How's everyone doing? Just taking this wonderful ride with Jonathan and with Dawson and Rita, and then it's like, what more could there be? But I'll let you know what more there can be. I love this idea of staying tuned in. Like in this moment, you don't have to say it out loud, but what are you tuning into in this incredible moment called now? Yeah, lots of things, I would imagine. Take a moment to say, what am I tuning into? We are such receivers, are we not? We're just like that radio that just receives. And there's a lot of stuff to receive these days. But the great news is we get to decide what it is that we receive. I have to admit, I'm not always the best at it, but here's the thing about practice. I am so tuned in these days to my vibration and my frequency that I know, not know, but I know when I am off and when I'm on. I know that when I'm tuned in to something that makes me want to dance, and I know that I'm tuned in when I want to scream. I want to scream. I want to shout. I want to get angry. And I honor them all. Because the problem that can happen is when I don't honor them all and wait for this to be that and this to be that, I have to be able to center myself and tune in. I can tune in at any moment that I want to the frequency that I choose to have. Even as I'm talking right now, I'm getting, I call it God skin. But that's because I'm tuning in right now to something that is so much bigger. There's a quote from Ernest Holmes. He says, "One alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. A complete majority. One alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority." That takes me out of when I am feeling so alone. Because in this, we are all vibrating at different frequencies. And sometimes, when you're in the position of a spiritual leader, you just would love it if we were all vibrating at the same time in the same frequency of the highest that we can be. But that is not how it always happens, is it? I am a quantum activist, and I love the fact that I am. Because that means that I see in my world a lot of activism, but I see it using the same energy in the activism, and we're going, I just don't understand why nothing's working. Because negative on top of negative equals negative. And I'm not talking about the kind of positive where we're walking around going, nothing's happening, nothing's going on in the world. Children can do that. But I suggest that we can get a little bit more, for us, a little more spiritually mature. I said last week, we are in the middle of a spiritual, liberation. I don't get to sit back anymore and just go, let's just see what happens. That's the other part of stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for For what? Whatever happens? I can't live in a whatever happens universe any longer. So what do I do with that as a quantum activist? I allow myself to remember not only who I am, but where am I in every moment. Someone asked me, what's that? Oh, hello. That was just a pause that needed to be there, I'm sure. So someone asked me the other day, I said, I've been doing a lot of quantum jumping lately. And people are like, ooh, what's that? Well, how you doing that? Is it me, maybe? It might be me. Just stare at me. Quantum. Should I try this? Oh, am I on? Yeah. That's called being tuned in or tuned out, and it's also called flexibility. It's also called, I love the human spirit at times when we get so frustrated when the littlest things don't work for us. I can handle anything. If you read my book, The Memoir of a Little Man, you'll know that I went through quite a bit. But I'm going to tell you something. Spill the coffee, I'm out of here. I go completely ballistic. But yet I could handle the entire childhood of what was going on with mental illness in my family, and I could still do it. And so we're back to this, how is this jumping? It's actually not jumping. It's fun to say that, like I'm jumping from world to world, but for me, it's just changing my state of consciousness. And how I do that is I not only meditate, but I remember who I am, and that there is a frequency that allows me to think of how I would like to be the best version of Patrick. What's the best version of Patrick? Oh, and then I open up a portal and I say, let's go in there. I'm not actually meeting Patrick that it doesn't exist as all these incredible simultaneous. I'm meeting the Patrick, my future self, that I am requiring that I am, and it's reaching out like this and saying, I know who my future self is, and it says, well, then reach out. And then you go like this. We are one. I'm going to take a little something from what everybody did today, and just know that freedom that that quote, one other thing, that quote about one alone in consciousness with the infinite, I actually live it much better. Doesn't mean, let's just jump to it. It doesn't mean that I don't need anyone. Because that's what I used to think when I first started in Science of Mind, that I've got it all down, I'm on my own, I could do this. What it means is I'm not dependent on you any longer. I'm not dependent on you loving me any longer. I'm not dependent on you to make me feel worthy. I am not dependent anymore, because one alone in consciousness with the infinite is a complete majority. And that's where my freedom is. So I'm going to end with self-love, because there's two things. I'm redoing my bio because I'm reinventing Patrick every day, and I just am having a blast doing it. I'm going, wow. I read my bio and I went, wow, that couldn't be any more boring than if, I said, you are so much more than this, man. So what do when you're not, you go to Chat GPT. No, you go say, who am I? Who am I? But what I noticed is that the one thing that my passion is inner child and self-love. And as I said last week, we don't have the luxury anymore of not honoring the spiritual beings that we are. It's no longer a luxury, it's a necessity that I remember who I am on a moment-to-moment basis. I feel that with self-love. No longer can I go behind that. As a matter of fact, this is what I wrote about that, and I'll end because Dawson did. I said, self-love is not optional. It's mandatory. There's no more, you might say, and someone said to me, you know, you talk a lot about love, but I love myself. I got that down. I love it when people say that to me. I got that down, Patrick. I got my inner child down. Really? When's the last time you spoke with him or her? I'm just curious. Not trying to make you feel bad, but this, I got it. If you got it down, we're all in trouble because nobody's got it down. But this person said, I love myself, so I can move on to the next one. And this is what I want to say to anyone who says, well, I don't have a problem with that. I love myself. Well, I got a little mission for you. There's a lot of people out in the world that don't feel that way. Our world right now needs more love than it has ever needed in my history, at least. And as I look at our history before that, and I mean this at the very center of my heart, you couldn't love enough. You could not love enough, ever. And so if you have so much love that you don't need to love anymore, then love some more and give it away. Because our planet needs it. Ukraine needs it. This entire planet needs it right now. And I'm going to tell you, that is the quantum leap that we've all been waiting for. The audacity to love yourself and walk into every room, even if you don't feel it. And you woke up, as Dawson was saying, and all this stuff, and you wake up in the morning and you go, I don't like me today. I feel sick today. I don't like me today. And then just take your moment and hold your heart and say, the world needs my love right now. The world needs me to love like I have never loved before, because there are people out there that cannot love themselves today. They are over there with bombs going off and things going off, and they're scared. They're scared. And I get to say, me too, but I love me. And my love will ripple out to every single child, every single person, every single animal. All of this stuff that is happening. I am circling Washington, D.C. right now with my love, and I dare you to say my love is not more powerful than anything that is happening in our world right now. We have to have that kind of courage. We have to have that daringness to say, no, I love myself. Oh, really? Yeah. I love myself. Well, I'm scared too at the same time, but I love myself. Look at that chest. I am love. I am love. Do me a favor. Will you just hold yourself for just one moment? And close your eyes and just say, you are safe. You are loved. I am here with you. I will not desert you. I am love. I am love. And so it is. Namaste. What do you guys think? You're waiting over there in the corner. What do you think? The same as you thought when I got up here, didn't you? I love you guys. Yes. What are we doing now?
Hello world, it's me again. Been a hell of a hard time. I've been suffering, but through it all I tried just to let go of my own foolish pride. Centering, simplified. In that one moment I arrived. Hello brothers and my sisters, let's get together, live as one. No more sorrow for our children and for the world. Hello brothers hello sisters, oh hello world. Hello world. Feel it in your heart, you feel it in your soul. This earth is just a spaceship, we are not alone, and we are all connected by the truth, forever swapping seasons and forever chasing youth. Oh, hello, brothers and my sisters, let's get together and live as one. There's no more sorrow for our children and for the world. Hello, brothers, hello, sisters, oh, hello, world. Hello, world. Let's remember all the good times that we shared along the way. Keep the passion, the fire's burning. Sometimes gotta let it rain. Have some fun tonight, free our minds and paint the sky so high. Hello, brothers and my sisters, let's get together and live as one. No more sorrow for our children and for the world. Oh, hello, brothers and my sisters, let's get together and live as one. No more sorrow for our children and for the world. Hello, brothers, hello, sisters, oh, hello, world. Hello, world. Hello,
That was perfect.
Hello, world. Mahalo. Okay, this is our time of affirmative giving and receiving. It's all circulation. And I think you have a song for us. Would you like to have anything else to say about this time of giving?
I just appreciation and gratitude for the sustaining of this center and for this mission to be a beacon of light in the world. Thank you for your donations. Yeah, thank you. Let's sing something here.
Ready?
So that I am all that I see, all that I've been, all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far, and all that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just take gratitude into your heart. It is the most energizing thing that we can express to ourselves is gratitude for life, gratitude for everything, gratitude for these beautiful blessings, gratitude for CSL Kauai and for each and every one of us. I am so grateful, and I just let it be, and so it is. It is.
So it is.
Thank you.
So we're going to, we've made a decision to cut some of the announcements because you guys have visions, so you can see the thousands of flyers that are back there with what we are doing. So we're going to just let you know one thing, and that is everything that yoga, everything's happening this week, but I just wanted you to just remind the Namaste.
Namaste. We
singers.
are practicing on Thursday at 6 o'clock.
They've been having so much fun, and thank you,
Kyle, for jumping
Kyle, for jumping in, and he's been working with
Yeah.
them. So yeah.
So
Okay, go
we
ahead.
just wanted, this is your, I mean, you could come to the door, but I would assume that right now you could make a commitment that you are going to take Dawson Church's workshop. This is a great opportunity.
Absolutely.
We don't get these opportunities very often where somebody comes of his caliber off island to teach us and give us tools that are really going to help us during these times. So it's Saturday from 10 to 4. There'll be an hour off for lunch. And you can talk to him more about it if you want to know more about it. It's called Journey to Sacred Wholeness. It's all about tools, getting tools to help you with your life and to tools that actually work, that are proven tools. So join us on Saturday, and he's doing it as a total fundraiser for CSL Kauai, which we are so blessed. Thank you, Dawson. It really does
And so
assist
come a
us.
little, it's at 10, so come a little early. There'll
We'll
be
have
coffee
some snacks out there and coffee.
some morning snacks, and then you're off for an hour, and then we come back and do the rest of the workshop. So
Yeah.
please, and I think Dawson said it, everybody knows at least three to five people that you can share this with. Like I said, you know, we live on an island. I don't know if anybody has remembered that at all, but the opportunity to, and we're continuing to do that in the coming years, of bringing people off island and bringing them here and allowing them to, the on island people and off, to have this opportunity, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm knowing you're all going to
So
join
Peggy's
us on
back
Saturday.
there too. I think that's
So-
it.
And
for
so we have snacks after for my birthday, compliment of Kiana, and Ron made me my favorite thing, carrot cake. So I got him some carrots.
Exactly. So two things too before we close is I want us to sing this to this lady. Her birthday, that's one. And I want to take a moment to thank Ron Stover and our guests from the Big Island and everyone who went out there and brought this little baby off of a telephone pole up there. And Stream sent some pictures, and it wasn't until he sent the pictures of the whole like documentation of the rescue that I was sitting there like one of these dads going, "That was my baby." And I said, so thank you from the bottom of our hearts and the bottom of this one that says onward. So shall we?
Yeah,
Shall
but
we
first
sing
of all,
birthday?
wait, yeah. So, we're going to sing happy
you want to
birthday.
say thank you?
No, go ahead. Sing happy birthday to me. I'm ready.
Ready? Stand
I'm ready.
Stage.
I'm ready for my happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rita.
Reverend Dr.
Happy
birthday to you.
Oh, thank you. I love you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And Quanta says, what about me? Okay,
So let's just take a moment to give gratitude and to bless this time we've had together and to say thank you to certain people that I have written here, starting with Dawson Church. Thank you, Dawson. Thank you, Jonathan, for your beautiful message. Thank you, Reverend Diane, for your beautiful meditation this morning. And thank you, Angela and Yana, who are Malama team. And Sue was not our collection steward because she's here ready to sing. Right. Peggy, Jerry, and whoever was back there counting. Marion. Oh, thank you, Marion. And Leslie David, who just runs around doing so many things here. And Peggy, Jerry in the bookstore. And Charles and Orion and Kieran McDonald. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Jonathan on sound, of course. And then, of course, Kyle and Luis. And the Namaste singers. Come on up, Namaste singers. We're going to close you out. You all have the words. Yes. We're learning these songs so we can teach them to you. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the treats.